Hey guys, this is a secret off the books stream I'm doing. Occasionally I'm probably gonna do some bonus streams, so this is one of them. And I'm playing some real music that I'm probably gonna, which is why it's off the books. So I'm gonna have to change that out for the YouTube version. So YouTube's probably gonna get something less cool. But I'm over here working on the Beetle texture. So I got like a kind of a scarabee one, and I have like a fire beetle one as well going so far. I need to find out which one this is. Okay. I don't know why some of my tools are missing here. This is weird. Should have more. I don't know why it's like being weird like that. Can't resize this. Weird. Don't like it. Anyway, so I want the smudge brush. Smudgy smudge. Actually, I don't want the smudge brush. Let's do... I don't know where my... Hey, Nick. Secret stream, don't tell anybody. Shh. Holy crap, nice eyes. Allow. Thanks. Yeah, I'm messing around with some fun stuff. Hey, Pattis. I can't for the life of me figure out why my toolbar is like standard screen mode, full screen. What? I don't know why it's like being weird. I want it to be like just a single column. Or turned on the deep gnome. Yeah, this is the deep gnome example here. Oh, friggin' there it goes. Jeez. Still missing a bunch of stuff apparently. Okay. What I'm looking for is like the healing brush or the clone stamp, I guess. Let's try that and see how that goes. Well, that's not great, but it's fine. Nobody will know. Adobe changing shit. Yeah. Well, it's not them. It's just somehow my interface got kind of wacky. But so in case you guys didn't see already, I think you guys probably did. But so here's the kind of the emerald scarabee beetle thing, and this is just like this is actually just the normal map that I just threw on there as a color map, but it kind of fits. So it's a cool kind of starting point, I think. And then I made like a fire beetle, which I need to turn this one off. Oh shoot. I always just blame them when I have stuff. There you go. That's also, if you guys, if you think these eyes are pretty cool, let's try these other ones. Let me know which one you think is cooler. Bam. It's the Deep Gnome version 2 right here. Try this out. See how it goes. I think people are gonna like it. What? Is that a world object coordinator normal? Yeah, it's the object normal map, which is why it's a little bit weird. Gonna make custom. I like that laser beam eye one. I'm gonna go back to that if I can remember. Actually, don't remember which one it was. Oh, did I not save it? I didn't save it. That's fine. Bam. This is actually just like their Snapchat filters, so I'm just kind of going through what they have. I was looking into how to make my own though, because I was thinking it'd be cool to take some of the EverQuest models and make like some AR filters things. Where was I? What am I doing? I forgot what I was doing. Just having too much fun with the eyes. Oh, I was gonna show you the fire beetle, I think. The first go around of it anyway. I think it looks pretty cool. This one obviously is less fancy as the emerald off the bat, but they're both good starting points, I think. But yeah, it's cool. It's fun. It's always fun to start putting color on stuff. You feeling better, dude? Hope you guys are, you know, resting up well and stuff. Better than it was. Just dealing with sick kids now. Oh man, that's rough. I imagine. Anyway, I don't have first-hand experience. Is the music loud? Too loud for you guys? It's like really loud in my ears. Which I don't mind generally, but as long as it's not like kind of too loud for hearing me and stuff. Okay. My youngest was sick overnight and my oldest just got sick. Ah man, that sucks. Hope everyone gets over it quick. It's louder, but it's not overpowering you. I'll turn it down. I'll turn it down a little bit. I'm gonna have to. The YouTube version is gonna be totally different anyway. So, but this needs to be darker as well. Oh, wrong one. Keep doing that. The red and black head is reminding me of Inferno from Beast Wars. Used to have his toys as a kid. I watched that show, but I remember there was a cheetah, and like the bad guy was a T-Rex. And Optimus Prime was like a gorilla. Cheetor. Oh my god, what happened? It's a secret stream. I gotta cover myself. People don't know. Optimus Primal. We are texturing the kind of getting this the texture going anyway. The Beetle here. What is, I guess that's the normal map. Apparently the next movie is going to have Maximals and Predacons in it. I don't even know what the Maximals are. I don't think I've even watched like some of the latest Transformer movies. Hey Squishy Mustard, what's going on, man? Or woman, I don't know. They were the Beast Wars Autobots? The Maximals and Predacons? Oh, were they not even like I guess they couldn't be Autobots. Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. That's cool. That would be interesting to watch then. If that's the case. Okay, where are we at? This. Oh, you know what? This. I don't know if I like how this is gonna be here. See if this messes anything up. I remember half of this stuff. I'm Pattis' brother. Oh, hey. Predacons were Decepticons. What he said, yeah, that makes sense. You know, God, Beast Wars. Pattis would wake me up at 6 a.m. to watch it. 6 a.m. That's a bit early. I think it was on like after school for me. Smudgy smudge tool, here we go. I keep doing that, I keep trying to smudge the wrong one. What else we got here? This one? Nope. Nope. What else is there? That's, I guess it's this one. Hopefully this doesn't kind of like ruin it too much or anything. Maybe I'll add a little bit of it back. Actually, no. Well, let's see what this looks like first, and then I'll undo that. It's kind of where the edge of the shell. Yeah, that looks cleaner. I just need to add like a shadow, probably on this one. Of course, I don't know where the I'll have to do it here. I remember having to wake up early for some shows. Pokemon was on before school. We had to watch it early for some reason. 6 a.m. Saturday morning. I don't know. I don't think I really did the Saturday morning cartoon thing. Like I just kind of watched. I did after school, but other than that, like I didn't stick to any sort of schedule or anything. Pokemon and Digimon were on as we got ready for school. What? That's terrible, like scheduling. Why would you put like kids shows on in the morning when you're going to school? You can't watch it. That doesn't make any sense. That's weird to me, but I'm not I ain't in charge of it. I remember one time, like a funny story with Pokemon. My friend called me. It was like after school or something, and he called me up and he was like, "Hey man, you want to hang out?" And like I generally don't really go out and do things. So I was like, "Nah, man, I can't hang out. I gotta watch Pokemon." So I blew my friend off to watch Pokemon, and that's my story. It's kind of funny. Oh fuck, that's not what I want to do. Ooh, that's gonna get dicey. Just do small strokes, I guess. And okay, I do actually want to do one for this. But like a smaller one. I blew friends off a couple times for raids. I hate to admit it. That's a bit different. Like I think blowing friends off to watch Pokemon is kind of more ridiculous. Like even though I did it, but like blowing off for a raid and stuff, that makes sense to me. Still kind of like I guess uncool to your friends or whatever, but at least you probably killed the dragon or something, so worth it. Oop, it's not the right one. Oh. That looks pretty cool, guys. Little critter. Probably need to add some shadow on the neck there as well. Also, I should be on the right layer. Jesus. Really digging the Beetle. Thanks, man. I am really pleased with how he's coming along too, actually. As soon as I threw the color on there, I was like, nice. Can I duplicate this? Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close this, and then I'm gonna apply the mirror on all of these, and I'm gonna export this into, I'm gonna join them too, actually. It's like one of the exploded power diagrams from work. So I did the head separately because one of the original plans was to have like a different head shape for the different beetles, and we just swap them out. And then the body would be the same, and we just texture swap on top of that. But I don't know if we're actually going to if we're actually going to do any head swapping, if we're going to do any other heads. But it's still modeled like this, so we could probably like do some cool animation where like his head falls off or something when he dies. Okay, so let's export this then. Is it OBJ? Selection only. And then I want to save this as PSD. So that's very important to do. I'm going to close all of these. And I'm going to open 3D Co, my man. Alrighty then. So this has kind of been my workflow for the other stuff too, where I throw it, paint it, do a lot of painting in 3D Coat. You can kind of swap between 3D Coat and Photoshop. This is going to have different layers though, but that's okay. soft brush. We need to figure out how to paint the bug eyes. Probably gonna try and attempt to do that whole bug eyeball thing, the hexagon shaped one jigger. I don't know what it's called. I'm sure it has a name. Oh. We add a little bit of shadow here because this is the mandibles are, and there's gonna be some shadow, contact shadow and such. Could probably even kind of just shadow a lot of this here. The bakes turned out really nice on this. It made it like really easy to get something going real quick. I learned like, I was watching some tutorial on like character modeling and stuff, and I learned that in Marmoset you can paint like the cage for the baking. You can do like a manually paint like some stuff that when it kind of pokes through, like the high poly pokes through that, you know, so you don't get any kind of errors and stuff. Because I always kind of had that problem. Yeah, it's like the only way to do it, man. But yeah, so I was able to get like a pretty clean bake out of it because of that, which was really cool. Clean bake is very satisfying. I need to upgrade to 4. I have 4. I don't know if I've used any of the new features. I guess let me take that back. Actually, it comes with, I don't think ray tracing is in 3, and that kind of looked pretty cool. So I guess that might be worth it. But I don't know how I feel about it. Like, maybe you'd get more use out of the some of the more fancy painting things that they added into it. Of course you already have Substance Painter. Like, I was kind of hoping that I could maybe replace it so I wouldn't have to pay the monthly fee, but I think Substance might still be better. So know. I just kind of have mixed feelings about whether or not it was worth the money for to beg for. Yeah. Have you ever used 3D Code at all? Do you know much about it or anything? You know what kind of experience you have in it? It's especially nice for these hand painted things. But there's like a particular feature like I love showing off. So you know, this is obviously the 3D model in this viewport, and you can actually let's do like top down. Or let's do like a weird angle, I guess. Make it more apparent. Limited experience. Okay, so check this feature out. This is kind of what sold me on this program. I have the viewport, you know, and I can go down here to edit and edit projections in external editor. And what this is going to do is going to take a screenshot of the viewport and import that into Photoshop. And now I can paint on this and then send it back to 3D Code, and it preserves the layers. So let's make a new layer called Paddis layer, and then I'm gonna draw just like an X or something, and I'm just gonna save this and we'll go back to 3D Code. Just wait for it to load a second, and bam, and now it's there. And we have the layer over here as well. It's pretty crazy. I don't know, that I find that to be a really crazy feature, and I was like, I gotta have this. So, but it's really nice because like some stuff, the brushes in 3D Code are okay, but like there's, you know, if you know Photoshop, you can you're more comfortable in it and you can do some things. So I like to kind of go over to Photoshop and kind of do some stuff, and you get like some of the cleaner lines and such. And then I, you know, kind of go back and forth and stuff. So it's been really cool. I like it. Hey, Olive Lily, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the stream. I hope you are enjoying. I'm going to turn the opacity down, way down on this. Probably a little bit too much, actually. That's fine. I'll leave that. That's fine. Okay. And then I'm going to do a little bit of highlighty things here on the leggies. That looks terrible. It's fine. First round. Should maybe make that a lighter white as well. It looks better in here than it does on the actual model. Export color map. And we want it to be over here. Low poly. Fierce. That is the word I would describe. Actually, it doesn't look too bad. The legs don't look too bad in here, but I kind of want to sharpen it up a little bit so it's like really shiny and stuff. I'm gonna avoid the temptation to do any sort of like design yet. Probably should wait until I have a everything else done and I can do it on a different layer or something. Okay, and then if we go back to just make it like a really white, I guess. And it doesn't look great still, in my opinion. It's an iterative process, though. It's fine. Probably need to make the rest of the legs a bit darker too to contrast it more. This is basically how I made the other ones, and with the rat, so all the fur. One of the big things that I did was like moving it back and forth between 3D Code and Photoshop was actually really important because I used the smudge tool for the fur. So it's kind of like how I did it pretty much exclusively. Secret's out. imagining you sculpting this with your eyeballs. But which eyeballs, Nick? Which eyeballs? These eyeballs or these eyeballs? I feel like these ones would be catching everything, just like you can see everything. Bigger eyeballs, you can catch more. That's how it works. I should probably do, this would probably be a good time to do some of this. Oh my. Okay, so you guys are driving me crazy. Ah! I wish it was like kind of the response of the eyes, or like takes a bit, but what do you expect, I guess, from. But yeah, so I was actually today I was looking into how to actually make your own filters because I wanted to make some like EverQuest related ones. I actually found one. There's one, I searched EverQuest and there is actually one filter, but it's kind of lame. Let me see if I can find it again. Just like meh, username, which I get, kind of fits, but like you can't even change the name as far as I can tell. So I was a bit bummed. Unless, you know what, I'm probably, maybe I need to log in or something. Which I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it bummed me out a little bit, but what else we got in here? Do yeah, watermelon for a little bit here. It'd be cool if it could be changed. Yeah, I think it was maybe more designed to, like, if you log in on your phone or something, maybe it'll pick up your username or something, but I don't know. I don't know that much about Snapchat, to be honest, so I didn't care that much. I was in it for the lulz, not to do homework. Well, now I'm just hungry. I'm totally making deep gnome eyes at some point. This is nightmare fuel. The watermelon or deep dish pizza. It's funny you mentioned that, actually, because I have a pizza one too. Did you ever watch All That? They had like a pizza face guy. It's pretty good. There's also like in Spaceballs, there's like Pizza the Hut. I wouldn't be a self-respecting 80s 90s kid if I hadn't watched All That. Yeah. You know, it's so crazy to me that like Kenan Thompson basically just, you know, did SNL his entire life. Like, he's perfect for it. He's great. It's just crazy, like all that, and then SNL. That's not what I want. Well, that doesn't look great. Let's undo that. It's kind of crazy. We need some Legends of a Hidden Temple level design. Dude. I'm down. I'm down for that. Although, would that be like, that'd be stealing the IP? Because like, I'm gonna have to arrest you, Nicholas, if you're stealing ideas from TV shows. That's against the law. You wouldn't steal a TV show, would you? So I'd steal a TV show. Let's totally do it. Can some of the mountains be super aggro crag from Guts? You know what? My girlfriend and I were talking about Guts recently because she remembered it, but I remember of it, like, but I had to like look it up to really remember what it was because I couldn't remember it. Like, there was Legends of the Hidden Temple, and then there was Double Dare, which I thought was Guts, I guess, or something. But Guts was like a whole different thing, and it was I really liked that. I watched that one a lot, actually. I feel like I'm not grabbing like the color accurately. It's like not dark enough. Like that's a. Why is it? That's so weird. The color picker is just not great with this, I guess. Give me this color. I loved Guts. Legend of the Hidden Temple and Guts were amazing shows. Totally agree. Guts was just an American Warrior Kid version. Yeah, man. Like, it looked awesome. I kind of wanted to do it, but, you know, not that badly. Not badly enough to go out and, like, figure out how to get on the show. But I feel like I would have done okay back in the day. That's how I got in the police force. Is, you know, trained so much. I trained for Guts, and then they canceled the show, and I was like, well, I guess I'll become a police officer. So that's how I got here. Kid version was Kid version and no roided out ex wrestlers. Can you remember that VR video game show Nickelodeon had? Video game show. I don't actually know that one. This looks kind of muddy now. I don't like this. How this is going. Also, I'm painting a lot of the red on here, and it's going to make it harder to kind of fix do stuff with the emerald one later. So I don't know if that's going to cause any problems. So let's export this real quick. Nick Arcade, yeah. I never watched that. I never saw that. Let's go to I can't even remember the name. Google it is. Yeah, I never saw that. Okay, so let's open this. And let's open this. No, that's not the one. Where is it? Beetle base. So I actually changed the UV. I need to see if this even works anymore. I wonder if I could probably just actually, here's what I'll do. I'll take this and throw it on here. And then maybe I'll do overlay and see what happens. I don't know if that's gonna work. Multiply. So I just want the shadow. I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of painting on that. And I definitely do actually, because let's just bring that back to normal. Because the legs are not painted as well. Actually, what I should probably just do is take this and put in here. And then I can kids played a bunch of games and then did some AR green screen game at the end. Yeah, I missed that, I guess. That sounds pretty cool. Was it like they had like backpacks, like AR backpack type things, and they were like shooting zombies or something? Because maybe I did see something like that, but like I kind of stopped watching TV after a certain point as well. I don't know. I maybe vaguely remember something like that. Oh, yikers here. Let's not do that. It looks a little more intense now. Did I even do that right? What did I even save this as? I don't think I did. I didn't freaking do it right. Cause I'm a dum-dum. To put the other eyes back on. Oh, what? Wait a minute. Where are the legs? Oh wait, cause I disable. Cause dang it. That's where I went wrong. So let's go back to soft light. Seems like it worked. Wait, what? Oh, cause... Alright, I need to delete this then. Yes. And then I need to delete this too. Oh wait, I need to... I need to be not dumb right now. That's what I need to be. That would be great. Okay, so now they both have the same legs. And then I can turn this back to normal. Okay, that's what I wanted. Sheesh. Gets complicated when there's so many layers and things, and I'm so dumb. Cool. Okay, so that looks okay. I kind of don't like how red. I guess it's not that. Well, it is a bit dramatic. Maybe I'll remove the head from this. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Modify, expand, fill with black. Oh, that eye looks way different too, actually. That paint over I did of the eye kind of sucks. I think the original big eye is better. We'll go with that. Oh shoot. Can't save over that. And then we turn that off and we save this one as well. What kind of what other kind of beetles do we have or do we need? We have the fire beetle and the scarab. So I'd say that these are the two. Qualify as those. This guy needs a different one. Okay, there you go. That's something. Probably need to change that. Purple is pretty, but I really like how this is so far. I don't know if it's too clean compared to the other ones. And I want to like clean in terms of like there's no brush strokes or anything. So maybe I'll import this one. There's also, it's hard to see, like the lighting is not great. Maybe there's some setting I need to mess with here. Or wasn't there like yeah, one of these guys, like this effect stuff. It's better. Hey Belfaster, how's it going, man? We're working on the Beetle here, the textures for him. So we got these two so far, kind of work in progress. I think the fire beetle is pretty good so far, other than the point where I'm gonna add the designs and stuff on top. So I'm actually gonna import the other one. Because I want to fix that. Actually, it's probably better to do it in here, to be honest. Looking good. Is there a design you're operating from for these as far as color combos and details in the base color? Not really. I'm just kind of winging it, to be honest. I'm just kind of going in the general direction of the scarab is like a green emerald kind of metallic-y looking thing, and the fire beetle is a red orangey fiery looking kind of beetle. So I think these are going in the right direction. I like where they're going. They're still early stages, like they're too like plain looking and clean and stuff. So obviously, like I'm still at the beginning stages of it, so there's more to do. But yeah, where they are now is a pretty good spot. Like I like where they're at right now, so it's just a matter of adding more layers on top of it to make it more interesting, pretty much. And some sort of pattern on this guy. This one probably not so much. I don't know if I'm gonna add anything to this. Maybe some sort of like lines or something. We'll see. So, but yeah, so that's the thing. That's where we're at, and I'm probably gonna keep the legs and the mandibles the same because I think they look fine in my opinion. But obviously need to do some more work on it so that it's less of a plain color. But I guess technically I could do something else to this or that or something. But I don't know if I need to yet. Yeah, so we'll see. And I need to do color. See what we can do. Make it more green or blue. Is there a blue in the house? Actually, I don't want a blue. I want like a green, don't I? Let's see how that looks. That's pretty good. Oh, I need to do the same thing too. Bottom of his head too, though. Let's see. Do I have the head? I was thinking about doing just like a game stream tonight, but then I kind of got started on this and didn't want to stop, so I think this is more cooler to do anyway, so. But maybe I'll do like a third stream this week or something and do a game stream, maybe Friday or this weekend or something. I don't know. I think what I've been playing the most has been Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I kind of pick that up every couple weeks and I play for a couple hours. But I don't play, and like there's, what else? I got like Xmorph Defense off of the Epic Game Store for free over the holidays, and I gave that a whirl. That was kind of cool. It's a tower defense game, and you have like a little ship that you can fly around and shoot the stuff as well. It's a little bit, it was cool, but like I felt like I had to rely on my ship way too much. And maybe that's just me being bad, but that's one thing I thought was maybe not great about it. Which one has the best lighting for this situation? It's kind of dark on the bottom. I'm trying to get a good view of that. This is not great though, this. If you like card strategy games at all, highly recommend Monster Train. I normally don't seek stuff like that out, but It was on sale and had overwhelmingly positive reviews. It's great. I'll take a look at that actually. I also got Hand of Fate 2 on there. And I've heard good things about it, but I just haven't had time to check it out. But I'm interested in it, so. Alright, so see if I can clean up some of this. Some of this. Of course, this color picker has not been very good lately. I'm trying to, I think I've said multiple times that I'm like a big fan of Vanguard, and I'm trying to like see if I can get Sean on board to do some sort of card diplomacy type thing in some way. I think it's a really cool alternative to crafting and adventuring and stuff. I definitely really liked it when I just didn't feel like going out and killing stuff. Like just having something else there. Really nice. The general concept is you are driving the train to hell with the last remaining fuel to open the gates of hell back up, and the armies of heaven are trying to stop you. But you build your deck throughout each run, so it's kind of like a roguelite. There's different army types that all play very differently in tons. That's cool. There's also Slay the Spire, which a lot of people were saying was really cool, and I tried that out. It's kind of another card game type thing, and I like it was okay. I didn't really like it. Like it didn't enthrall me, at least. It wasn't a bad game. It's just I didn't really feel it, you know. Deck builder. I played Witcher 3 about a year ago, and the card game in that was also fun. Gwent. Yeah, they made a whole ass game about like a whole like standalone game based on that. It was so good, I guess. I still haven't even played Witcher yet, so. But yeah, I'll definitely check out Monster Train. That sounds interesting. At least look at it anyway. I do like deck builder games are not like, you know, something I go for heavily, but like if it's good enough, like I don't know, something about the diplomacy in Vanguard got me for sure. So I don't know. Grab some more colors, some little orange there. Let's get a little more orange going here. I think we need some orange back here as well. I see with my special eyes what needs to be done on this. Can see into the future, into what it's going to look like, and I just know it'll turn out well. I'm a fan of itemization in games, equipping yourself, your companions, your pets. So I like the part of Vanguard where you would have different sets of clothing, gear for the different types of spheres. Yeah, that was really cool. It definitely adds like more depth to those other spheres and stuff. Other than, you know, just hitting auto craft and then walking away for 10 minutes. Buying a bunch of materials on the auction house and auto crafting it. I'm not huge on crafting now, but if we're gonna do it, might as well make it like good. Ollie is very passionate about that, so I think we'll be fine. All right, so this, I don't like the color difference here, and this is where I'm going to use my fancy projection thing here and see if I can get these colors to be the same here. Ooh, interesting. Look at that. That's nice. Oh, this doesn't even... Probably shouldn't do that one yet. Do a little bit of this too, actually, now that I can see it. Do a little smudgy smudge with the smudgy tool here. All right, let's see how that goes. Just save this and go back and wait for the magic to happen. give it a sec. Or not. What? That didn't really do it. Interesting. Maybe it's like a normals thing. Let's we flatten this down and export. Yeah, it's less noticeable in this one. That's good. Okay, and then can even do that's good. When you make something like this, can it get you like 75% close to making something like a spider or another bug type? Or do you generally start from scratch every time? I was looking at the different EQ Beetle models, and they look loosely based on the same thing, but with different ranges of body segments. Technically, I could reuse some of the bits on this guy, because I capped off the legs and the mandibles, so I could really easily just put these legs or the mandibles on another mob when we get to that point. These legs would probably be really good for, like, I could just duplicate them and make like a, what are those things called, the one with like 1,000 legs or whatever. So I have that advantage. And as I said earlier as well, like the head and the body, I capped those off too. So we could reuse this head even, or reuse the body even as well. Centipede is what I was thinking about, or millipede, yeah. So yeah, these are technically reusable. So we'll see how that goes, I guess. Depending on what else we need, but that option is kind of there, and I wasn't even really thinking about that when I did it, at least for that particular use case. But that's a good point you bring up. Is that the trick? As long as they are enclosed chunks of models, they are modular. They don't even really need to be enclosed or watertight like that. I just kind of did that so that if we, for whatever reason or whatever, like when this is animating, I didn't want any like holes to show up when he's like moving his legs and stuff. So that's why I did that. But even if it was like open-ended at the back there, you could use it on something else. And you would just have to make sure that you don't expose the inside. Or if you really don't care, then you could just expose the inside. There's some models in EverQuest actually that do that. The ogre comes to mind, at least on P99. I don't know if it's a classic thing or just kind of a weird thing that happened when they built it. But with the ogre, when he's running, you can kind of see through the back of his knees. There's some holes there, and it kind of bugs me. I can't really play an ogre for a number of reasons, that being one of them. So yeah. So the next thing I want to do is, I'm pretty happy with how it looks in Blender. I don't know if there was like, kind of want to clean this bit up here though. So I'll do that. Let's just kind of angle it here. And then I also want to do the highlights. I should probably do that in Photoshop. Actually, it'd probably be easier. But so I'm gonna edit exterior. And this will update. And I'm just gonna, actually, I'll just smudge tool this. I just want to soften this up. And because I mirrored the UVs, I only need to do one side, and it'll mirror it when I update the texture, which is nice. Like that. Which is a really handy trick. So that looks nice and smooth now. I'm gonna do the same thing with the legs. I would be awful at modeling probably, but I like the design side of it. Thinking of how the one thing can turn into like 20 unique objects, models, an actual game with a few tweaks. Maybe players would be more discerning today than they were 20 years or back in 2000s, but the game is fun. I doubt it. Yeah, I mean, I think it depends on the person as well, though. Like, because I'm a 3D artist and I'm an artist, and I notice that stuff. But you know, I'm sure most people don't care. And I'm kind of like, kind of nitpicky about things. So maybe even other artists wouldn't even care as much or anything, but I don't know. But that's just how I am, I guess. That's not the stuff I notice. And you know, another cool thing about this little trick is like I can paint, I don't have to stay in the lines with this because it's going to project it back onto the model, and it's only going to project where the geo actually is, so I don't even have to like stay in the lines, which is really cool. This is just such a like a handy trick. I like sharing it with people. Also, another thing I probably want to do, maybe I'll try and do like a... Can I not do a gradient? Where's my gradient? Bro, why is my toolbar all messed up? I don't know what's going on there. Of course, if I'm changing the legs, I need to make sure I put that back on the other Beetle as well, so. Because I kind of did it in a weird order, different from I normally do at least. Oh, that looks good. I like that. Let's see what it looks like. I'll kind of change the color a bit though. That's not great. I'll have to repaint those, but it should be fine. But I do like those legs. So let's see. Damn, it's almost 9 o'clock again already. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. They look shiny, kinda. And I like the gradient. That looks good. Gradients are the way to go, man. I'm gonna actually, I want to go back on the rat and the snake and add some gradients. But yeah, so. So if I want to add this, the legs to the other one as well, I need to just kind of throw it in here. What the? Oh, no, that's not what I want. Why can't I cut? Photoshop's being weird today. Or maybe I'm being weird today. Yeah, look at that. Has there been any movement on the procedural animations? Do you know the keyframes for? That I do the keyframes for? Not yet. Ollie's been kind of sick. A lot of people have been sick lately, so I think he's also working on some other stuff. I don't know if it's like his top priority to do that yet, but we'll get there eventually. I'm kind of curious as well, actually, with it, because I'd like to know if, even if we're doing the animation, those procedural animations for the player characters, are we also going to do them for the critters and stuff, the NPCs? Because if not, then I kind of want to start animating some things to get some walking around and stuff. So I need to maybe ask, although I don't know if they even know the answer to that yet either, so we'll have to wait. I just gotta wait some more and see what the deal is. I think there's some animation work that's going to be done by that art house that we've got helping us from the sound of it. So curious how that would even work, if they'd be broken up by numbers of legs flying. Well, the way as I understand it, the way it works is you rig. It's like not totally like automatic, like automatically generated. You still have to generate the keyframes yourself manually of what you want, you know, to animate, which is why I did the keyframes for. Oh, I just realized that this is not aired right now. So you need to generate the kind of the poses that you want, and then the automated part comes in when it's doing the interpolation between that. So you kind of pose the character in sort of the extreme poses that you want, and then you tell Unity to kind of like do the in-betweens. Isn't it based on keyframes, targets on the ends of the limbs, and rules on which can move that when, and then IK constraints? I think there's two types of procedural animation, because I was looking into it. The stuff that they do in the Ubisoft games like Assassin's Creed, I think that's a different procedural system, where they build the rig, they animate it, they do motion capture and make it look real nice, and then they're able to use that animation on a lot of different characters and stuff, so they don't have to reanimate, and they can also like kind of layer it so that when you're running you can also like shoot your bow, and that's like two separate animations that you don't have to animate. You don't have to animate like a normal run, and then you don't have to animate a run while shooting. You can actually just have the run animation, and then you can layer on top the bow shooting on top of that, so you don't have, so it kind of cuts out some of the work. But what we're doing, I think, is different. It's more interpolating between like two or four keyframes, or however many. At least that's my understanding of it. Maybe I have it wrong, but I think they're kind of different. They're a little bit different. This looks kind of low res to me. I don't know if I like that, but maybe I can do some touch-ups in Photoshop or something. Okay. It's 8:40. I could probably leave this color actually, and maybe I'll change them slightly to match. And I hope that that one song by Nirvana doesn't play. I'll have to make sure I turn that off if it shows up. That might get me in trouble. Expand 5. Oh shoot. Fill with black. Close that. And now we got a little bit of blue. So I think that's... Oh shit. So you could probably animate the legs movement and then have something like the face being animated by hand. That would make sense. Well, that's yeah. Most examples you can find are just basic movement, not entire characters. So hard to. So there was like the one I'm referring to is if I can find it again. How do you do this? I just turned you off. Kidding me? What? All right. So if you look up this video, IK rig procedural pose animation. This is the other one I was referring to, because this is a talk by a guy at Ubisoft, where he has some tech where he has the one animation and he can throw it on like other characters, and he can kind of do the thing where it fixes the feet no matter what whatever terrain you're on. You'll always like plant your foot. So this is kind of like a different type of procedural animation, I think. You could watch the whole thing, but it's pretty interesting. But the procedural animation that we're doing, I think, is I think it's a different thing. Like, this is the video for that one. Maybe you've seen this one, and they kind of, he has like these two keyframes right here, and that's it. That's the whole run cycle. And he just kind of, you know, he has Unity doing the interpolation between those two poses, and like it gets this. I think he added more frames, but like that gets you pretty far, just those two frames. So I think this is more in kind of what Ollie wanted to try for Monsters and Memories. So I think they're separate systems, from my understanding. And this is very blue. I don't like that, actually. Let's make that less blue. It's kind of in between. Yeah, I need to do some more painting on this to make it look better, but I think I'm gonna wait to do that later because I need to get ready for bed and stuff. It's very late, and yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and just save everything, and then I'm gonna head out. So I need to save this guy for surezies. This is just a texture. Okay. All right, so that's kind of what we got done today. It's not bad. Looks pretty cool. Hope you guys like direction. If you don't, then let me know, I guess. And I'll see what I can do. But yeah, so thanks for hanging out on my little secret stream. I don't always do Wednesdays, but today kind of worked out. And I'll see you guys next Tuesday. Or maybe if I do another secret one again this week, but I don't know if I will. But yeah, anyway. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll catch you next time.